Hello. Hello and welcome to Pasta Room Studio. The clap helps me sync up the audio. Hold on, this is a bunch of reverb. This reverb is something called the Teufelsberg reverb. Teufelsberg is where they recorded in some very resonant old missile silo or something, and I use it all the time. It's just an impulse response of some missile silo and Teufelsberg, and sometimes I bother to open up a convolution reverb and put a particular impulse response. There's one I like from a club in LA that I use sometimes, but this is just a silly little VST effect that I use that just has this. It has like 6 different recordings they made of impulses from this very, very resonant, giant, ridiculous metal tube. So, and there's also this. I call this the dub for A199 spring reverb and noise collector. People complain that it collects noise from around it, but it sounds nice. And I think it sounds extra nice with this thing. Oh dear! Hello! This has found itself in a strange position today. This is not where it usually lives, more over here lately, but it found itself up here, which makes it very less noisy than I expect when I bump into that. But this is a very nice chime I got from a place called Lark in the Morning. I bought it years ago, and looks like a dolphin, and it's beautiful. Wait, where's the microphone? It's beautiful. I think this microphone, that might make it into the next two. If I put it just right, it doesn't. If I put it just right, it doesn't. It adds some dinginess to the reverb, maybe, or it looks cool anyway. And so this, that's like always there. This is in every patch. That's why I got eurorack, is I wanted the spring reverb ever since I was 16. Now I've got it, and so I put this in every patch pretty much, and in this one, and maybe from now on, it has like a breathing to it. This one is like breathing, having some life like that. Okay, so I'm gonna walk you through this patch I made. The first thing I added, I think, was the colors from this is a dope for 197-3, which makes the colors. All of these make colors and lights, but this one does nothing else. And it's connected to something. I think maybe the oct, but it's connected to a couple of things to the bismuth. And when I knock into the bismuth, woo, it changes which way the blue is connected and makes some blue flashes. So, and that's so I got both of the teleplexers. This one's panned more right. This teleplexer's panned more left, and That's one of the last things I added. I'm not really going to be able to say this in the order I made it. I made it days ago. So there's a couple things that go in the teleplexers, but there's also just touching them. It's very nice. Ooh. And as I touch this one, I also touch the bismuth, so it sounds like something's going on. It sounds like, it looks like you hear static and you see things happening. It seems like something's going on, but it's all an illusion. And also, there's these bowls here are to the, they like to open and or close the sound with a nice boom. And it sort of looks like it. I assume it looks like there's a rattliness that's rattling through the bowls and this or something. But the rattliness is really going through the crucible, which is, hey, boo, hey, go. I don't know if this is going through in particular. Maybe it is. Anyway. The crucible is hearing some of the things and rattling in. It has an input. The crucible is awesome. A crucible is from WMD. Thanks WMD. It has a physical model of a metal disc in it. So it's like for making cymbal sounds. Also, it has an input, and it would just mix so you can use whatever you want to resonate it, and then that makes it a good effect that adds a rattliness to stuff. Okay, so the basic layout of what you have here to use, there's this echo all the time. It's very echoey. There's also this spring reverb all the time, good breathing in and out, and then this. Okay. The way this is patched is there's this very nice module. I was going to measure it, how to say how many HP it is. It's rather a lot of HP. This 24 track mixer. So the Mackie that's too much reverb. The Mackie is going. This stuff goes together and goes in to the expert sleepers, which goes in to here. It's all dark because that's where it looks better if I keep it dark, but right now it should be light so you can see it. It goes into this world in here where there's nothing happening in this mix. Apparently there's nothing happening in this mixer except this comes from the real world mixer and goes out through the this is just compressor, what do you call that, LA whatever numbers, the easy kind where you just turn up, how you just crank it. It just goes through that, and then this is what's recording. It got the little meter of how much I'm recording. Okay, so every day when I go to set up it doesn't do anything until I connect up this virtual mixer to take the real mixer. It goes through the virtual mixer. I can add things in here too if I want, and then it goes back out, and then that goes out to this last two channels here. Which of those then go through, this has a mix B. The mix B goes out into my headphones, and that's what I'm hearing. So, because it's going around in that circle, I can feed these two channels back into the mix that feeds into this, that feeds into itself. So that is a feedback loop. If we go through, if I increase these two channels more and more, there is a feedback loop going through. What does it go through? It's a pretty short loop, just through goes into the computer and back out again. It's pretty quick, so we just very quickly get it.
I guess there's some latency. You got some delay.
which in this patch sounds very nice with some of the percussive elements. I've got 4 things here laid out, or 3.5. There's this one, I think is the P0 maybe? And then what's this? Oh right, this is some noise in this Muck Slickers, or virtual Muck Slicker, the FCO thing. So there's some noise going. So there's things like that, and then those sound nice, and then giant reverb and the feedback with some breathing. Alright. There's those 2, and then there's there's this one, and then this one is the same thing. Like this is a sample of American Green Tree Frog, which is being played by the Synth sample drum is playing this American Green Tree Frog, a little piece of it, and then I can choose how, I have it set up so I can choose how much and whether it's going backwards, which is a subtle sound change to the sound, whether it's backwards or not. And then that is going back out and also going through a filter. This is a Vorg analog filter. The Vorg from Volt, and it's self-resonating. This is, if it's not self-resonating, then we just get that through, and I can like mix a bassier version of it with itself, and that's nice. But then if this starts to self-resonate, then the self-resonance only comes through sometimes, and it also has something, the maths, I guess? I think the maths is controlling the cutoff and making it go. Needs more resonance when it's deeper. So it makes a nice like percussive bit. And the percussive part is going also through the crucible and making the crucible more crunchy. Or I can make the crucible super resonant. We can sound all cartoony. He turns it red. That's the like percussion section. Then there's the just plain touching the teleplexer, and also I've got 2 different things to bring through. I've got another version of the American Green Tree Free. This is the 2nd channel. If I play this, it's got the sample playing through, so I can just play it out through either one of these, or I can do the strumming. This is the teleplexer. Teleplexers are awesome. Nobody except me cares, but the teleplexer does this awesome like strum. Isn't that nice? And then and I need both hands for this. Because I can also do I can repeat the sample. It's got the strumminess and the repeatiness. So that's one of the elements of what I can bring through the teleplexer. And then the other thing I made for the teleplexer is just from the Pamela's. And I was doing a back and forth rhythm with the teleplexers, like either bringing something through or not, doing like a tippity tap on the left and right. So it's got it looks kind of glitchy and noisy when I'm on the lights, when I'm bumping the bismuth, and it's got the back and forth with the 2 teleplexers. Like. Got this feedback path too. there's the frog. And well, there's also I've got these wires dangling that I can touch when I need. I want those sounds through the teleplex here. And the other element is some parts that I can play with the archive pads. There's this one is like, this is the plonk. It's got, this happens in the PCV rack. This switches it between 4 different pitches being what's sent to it. And also sends it a velocity, I think. Or does something with it. Something with velocity, I think. And the velocity is also shown on the Mordax data. You can clearly see on the video. And so this one, I sort of I've been bringing it out of, like, it comes in from I bring the fader down. I bring the fader down and then, like, bring in the boobla booblaps. Here they come, the boobla booblaps. And then still got a lot of crucible there. Alright, and then there's this other, like, screamy voice. I have it down low to counteract how screamy it is. And this is also something about, wait, the Touche is hooked up to something about it. Touche is awesome. This is it's just a MIDI controller. It controls 2 different axes, so you get 4 different values: left, right, forwards, and back. But it's like it responds to little tip taps. It's super sensitive and nice. It's got some silicone in there, so it's very responsive and lifelike. In the recording I made so far, my other limbs were busy, so I used my head to do the touche for that part. I also sometimes use my belly for the touche. Okay, and I think that's all the element. I didn't get any lubad. I didn't get anything on there. The trigger lay doesn't get to delay any triggers this time. There's a few things not doing anything. And there's a really nice compressor. Always, oh, it's warm. That's this patch. This patch is called War is Peace, The Ghost in the Machine is an Illusion. That's the name of this patch. There's a lot of names of things. This is Pasta Room Studio. Welcome to Pasta Room Studio. This is Fire Lane. The synthesizer is Fire Lane. The virtual parts are also Fire Lane. These instruments are also Fire Lane. Those are some real life synthesis resonators that are part of Fire Lane. This is an important part of Fire Lane. One of my favorite parts of Fire Lane. Play that every day. The synthesizer is Fire Lane here in Pasta Room Studio. I'm Mungo Jelly, and the patch today is named War is Peace, The Ghost in the Machine is an Illusion. And the show I've been doing every day or a couple of days is named Flashing Lights and Partial Nudity, which is I had to say that anyway because there's a trigger warnings. So I thought since I was going to say that at the top of every show anyway, that could be the name of the show. So now that's the name of the show. I googled it and nobody else has named the show that. Should I play it out for the end of this video? I feel like I should play something on it. All right. Oh, and there's one other element. I keep forgetting this. It's hard to do all this stuff and sing at the same time. But I also... there's also a song element, which is like, all right, this goes, and then there's, and then, so the singing is like, I mean, it was not, at first the singing element was just nice. It was just like boom, boom, pop, pop. But then I added like did some blue notes at the top. Sorry. And, okay. So now I got to do all that stuff, I guess, to perform with this. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. All right. We got to get started. All right. La da da dee, la da 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 dee. Oh wait, no, that's out of nowhere now, right? No, it's good. See, that's why it's got to start quiet. I remembered kind of singing that. Oh, yeah. Close it out with some feedback. Every day I have the feedback loop. Every day I have the feedback loop go through a different thing. Today it's going through something called dogs. And the volt tangents, usually. So it's controlling the pitch of the resonance. Okay. That was that patch walkthrough. Thank you. See you later.